So while everyone is focusing on Imani Khalif and wondering if she's a guy or not, spoilers, she's not, China's rubbing their hands together like good, this is just a distraction we needed. And no, they're not gonna recreate the fucking Munich massacre that happened at the 72 Olympics, but instead, they don't want attention on them and who they had competing. Good thing USA's very own Michael motherfucking Phelps is here to speak up for us. So apparently China won the 4x 100 meter medley relay and swimming with a time of 3 minutes and 27.46 seconds. Great. Way to take home the gold for China. You're lucky Michael Phelps is retired though. But whatever, that's not even the worst problem. Apparently, 2 of the 4 swimmers who were on this year's winning team were among the 23 swimmers who tested positive at the Tokyo Olympics back in 2021. What did they test positive for? It wasn't weed. They weren't smoking fat fucking blunts up in their room celebrating.
Out here in Amish smoking big doinks.
But it says 2 Chinese swimmers had tested positive for a banned substance in 2022 but were cleared by Chinese officials to compete. Oh nice, so some Chinese athletes broke the rules and then China said it was okay for them to compete. Good, just so we're on the same page. How the fuck is that even allowed though? The people who broke the rules should never be looked into by their own country, especially when it's on the world stage on their side of the world. And you want to know what the stupidest part was? China said the reason their athletes tested positive was because they all consumed food that had been contaminated. Yeah, they ate steroid-filled sushi and turned into fucking Popeye right before they needed to compete. And the only reason they were allowed to compete is because the anti-doping agency said we have no credible way to disprove the contamination theory. How about everyone else that ate the food you provided them didn't test positive for a banned substance? They had to have literally planned out this and be like, look, if we get caught, then we just say it was on the food because it's gonna be shit by the time they start asking questions. Now I know it does sound suspicious that only the Chinese team got contaminated in Japan, but it's also China trying to win in Japan. And if I'm not mistaken, China and Japan aren't as close as racist people think they are.
Did you know that China and Japan are actually different countries? Oh, really?
But other athletes who came up short, possibly even could have gotten bronze, had stuff to say. Like British swimmer Adam Peaty said, I don't want to paint the whole nation or a whole group of people with one brush, but I think it is very unfair. And it's like, yeah, using steroids in professional sports is like being gay with a girlfriend. It doesn't make sense. And like I said in the beginning, Michael Phelps heard about this and was like, steroids? Not in my motherfucking sport. He said, if you test positive, you should never be allowed to come back and compete again. Cut and dry. I believe one and done. And honestly, that seems fair considering how many athletes want to be in the Olympics. And come on, dog. Swimming? How about you roid up one of your fucking IT specialists and have them dominate in wrestling? Or better yet, just bullshit one of your sumo wrestlers through all the paperwork so he becomes Olympic certified and then just have him dominate in wrestling at the Olympics. Anything but steroids though. Pretending to have special needs and joining the Special Olympics is looked down less upon than taking steroids. Don't look that up. That's a fact I made. That's true. Good thing though, the next Olympics are in America, so if we find out that any of y'all are cheating, y'all gonna get hit with some swift American justice. Play me out, son.